and welcome to the show. You know the one. I mean, you do know which show it is, right?
Do I?
If you don't, maybe you picked the wrong show, or maybe you found something new to enjoy. In case you're not aware of the thing that you downloaded, this is the Video Game Choo Choo podcast for the website Video Game Choo Choo. I'm the boy in charge, John, and this week there are two other good boys joining me on this show. We have Ryan.
Hey, I'm back.
And we have Michael.
I am the singing telegram.
Michael, what message have you brought us this week?
What?
If you're singing telegram, then you have a message, right?
Oh, I was shot before I could give my message.
Are you fucking pulling a Clue reference on me, Michael?
I mean, that's what the original reference was. That's why when John asked me about the fucking message, I was like, oh, I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's where it was going, but, something inside me told me that, no, surely Michael, of all people, is not trying to pull a fucking Clue starring Tim Curry reference on me.
Why not?
At this
Clue is a great movie.
7 p.m. on a Thursday.
Yeah, what other... I have recently wanted to watch Clue, but instead watched Young Frankenstein, so...
Yeah, I have a similar story that I can actually tell on the podcast about another film featuring a stately manner, but we'll get to that when we come to it.
Of course. I'm sorry that I didn't pick up on your Clue reference. I haven't watched that movie in ages. I can't even remember any part of it. I should watch it again.
You should rectify that very quickly.
Absolutely. So, gentlemen, we're on the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Mm-hmm. You and I both know what happens on that website.
Ooh.
Games, fun, activities, sports. I don't think so.
Well,
this week,
maybe.
Y'all want to toss the pigskin around?
I've written about sports on the website, so
we're tossing the pigskin around.
Pigskin.
Let's hurl.
What are you like Ed Gein? Like fucking tossing the pigskin around? That's disgusting, John. I can't believe you've said these words to me.
Let's hurl the spherical ball. Let's throw it at one another.
Which one's the one with the spherical ball, Michael?
Basket hockey.
Basket hockey, of course. How could I forget?
Field ball.
Field ball. Mm-hmm. Michael, quick question before we move on. It's been a while since I've watched a field ball game.
It's rousing.
No, I of course, but can you just kind of remind me on the rules of field ball? It's been a long time.
That's really, everyone knows the rules of field ball. You could probably recite them without even knowing them.
Oh, is that a challenge, Michael?
How about this? How about you name a rule of field ball, and I will name a rule of field ball, and we will show our complete and utter knowledge of this wonderful national sport, field ball.
Yeah, of course.
I'm the referee, just like how there's a referee in field ball.
Totally.
Yeah,
John, the site expert on ball field will tell
field
us
ball.
if we're
Field
correct
ball.
or right. Oh, ball field being a very common nickname for field ball.
Oh, of course. How
Yeah,
could I
that's
forget?
a little trivia.
From what I understand, from field ball, the first rule is that all of the players are required to only use their feet because their hands are holding massive bowls of nachos. I seem to remember a lot of that happening the last time I caught a field ball game.
Yeah, nowadays the nachos are often sort of taped on. It's for safety reasons. Yeah, there was a lot of chip in eye incidences, a lot of hot cheese burns.
Field balls getting too soft. It's getting too PC these days. I just don't know if I can keep watching it.
Next, they'll give them participation trophies.
Yeah,
field.
Yeah.
SJWs.
Michael, why don't you go ahead and name the second rule of field ball that everybody knows?
Oh, the second rule of field ball is the most. Everyone I think this is a more popular rule than rule number one, and it's simple. It's no jalapenos.
Really,
they're hot, they're spicy. Sometimes they're mild, but you get it in an eye, and oh boy,
Yeah, you know, jalapenos are always a no-go in field ball, but I've seen some regional flavors of field ball, if you will, that include some extra ingredients like crumbled sausage, various types of cheeses. Every now and then I'll see a field ball with some green onions tossed in there, so you know there's a lot of wiggle room for that kind of stuff.
And if no one catches you, like a little jalapeno juice on the old toe for the goalie's eye, you know, anything's possible.
Of course.
Folks, I'm going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to nix this bit because y'all are just going to talk about nachos for like the next 5 minutes.
We really could. That's a smart idea.
John, you don't like field ball? Come on, man.
I love a good field ball. I love a good plate of nachos, but please, this is a video game podcast.
It's a bowl of nachos, you rank amateur.
Yeah, it's a bowl.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Let's talk about video games instead of a manly sport like field ball.
Michael, it sounds like you really want to talk, don't you? Don't you, fucker?
Sure, yeah, bring it. We made up a sport about nachos. Like, yeah, I can talk about real life, too.
All right, come on. Let's talk about real life. What's going on with you? Come on.
Not much. I watched that Young Frankenstein movie for the first time.
For the first time?
Did you now?
Yeah, wow. I mean, I've seen Mel Brooks's films before, but that one had
canon.
Yeah, but that one had always eluded me, so I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, I've seen that movie I think maybe once, but I've also seen like the stage production of it, like the actual musical, and that was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, like a masterpiece or anything, but it was a lot of fun. So
it's a good movie. Like it holds up, and the one thing I've always liked about Mel Brooks's films is it's unlike like modern takes on, you know, I'm going to make a goof on all the hero movies they're going to be making. Like, Mel Brooks is making fun of something while also, like, making homage towards it. Like, clearly he knows a lot about it. It's not like he's seen the trailer a lot, or he saw the movie once, or he listened to, like, he went to on a fan forum and, like, oh, they like these 3 things. I'll make sure to make fun of it. It's like, no, he knows about it. Like,
yeah.
He read the novel, so there's a scene in there taken straight from the novel. Like, it's not just the old Universal monster films he's lampooning. It's everything about Frankenstein. So
yeah,
it's a good movie. And if the listeners haven't seen Mel Brooks's films, you should at least see a handful of them. Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles.
I always forget he did Spaceballs. Like, I've seen that movie, and you know, I'm always like aware of it, but it's like, oh yeah, Mel Brooks did do that movie.
Oh, there's Mel Brooks. Oh, he directed this. Oh.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did you know he also produced David Lynch's The Elephant Man?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he didn't want his name attached to it because he thought people would think it was a comedy if they saw his name on it, but he was involved in that. So
neat.
Fun film fact, I guess. all this film degree is good for, but you know.
I mean, that's what people come to this podcast for, sports and films.
Of course.
That's what we're known for.
Video game film sport.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that hurt. That hurt, John.
Film sport choo-choo.
Film sport choo-choo.
Michael, what else did you get up to recently?
That's about it. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of planning for October. There's a couple things in October I'll be off doing, but
yes.
But other than that,
would you like to announce one of those things now, or maybe wait?
Sure, because the other one has nothing to do with video games.
Well, none of this podcast has anything to do with video games.
So might as well bring that way in.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to shift gears into video games since John and I will be going to Orlando to the Wyndham Hotel to see EO Taku.
Yes.
Nice.
We're going to be going down there to, you know, soak in the sights, watch some games, maybe play some.
Yeah. Go to the hotel bar.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely do that. I mean, I don't know exactly what kind of coverage we'll be doing. I mean, obviously we'll talk about it on the podcast, but, you know, we'll hammer that out a little beforehand.
Yeah, we'll figure it
John, can you make a listicle of, like, the 10 best anime pillows you see at CEO Otaku? Do they have a dealer's den there, like an artist alley kind of thing? Yeah,
they do.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Michael, I'm not gonna buy any straight up hentai, but it's gonna get close.
Great.
No, I'm just messing.
No, you're not.
Mostly.
No, you're not. Every time you buy something like that, I'm going to take a photo of it and tweet it.
Hey, guess what? You're not going to have to do that because I'm going to do it before you can.
Great. There'll be a lot of photos of me shaking my head in the background.
Michael, you can't shame those who have no shame.
We should just have like layered images where I'll post an image of the thing that I bought, and then you're taking an image of me taking the image, but I'll always be like really, really upset in every image. Like I'll just be like I'll look like I just finished crying.
That, or we should just take one image at the very end when you're just surrounded by this borderline pornography and you're just crying. You're just in like a pile of DVDs and manga and body pillows, and you're just sitting there in an alleyway just weeping with no pants on.
Yeah, I'm bruised, like someone like beat the shit out of me, like
it's like
it was
spaghetti
you.
sauce on your shirt. Like, oh, this kid here, I don't know. Anime.
I'm just covered with beefaroni. But no, yeah, I mean, no, they just have like pretty basic artist alleys. Like it's not a dealer's room. They just have like people drawing pictures. So all I was honestly planning on doing was just getting one commission. So
that'd be kind of cool.
Nothing too skeevy.
Uh huh.
I won't.
I promise, Michael. Nothing too skeevy.
Junko picking up a quarter.
You're half right.
I don't want to know the other half.
Picking up a 50-cent piece. Then.
Yeah, come on.
Get one of those Susan B. Anthony silver dollars.
All right.
Yeah, she's a little more high class than that, Michael. But no. Other than that, though, I am very much looking forward to going to see Otaku with you, Michael.
I'm not anymore after what we just discussed. I'm scared.
Oh, no, I'm sure it'll be a really fun time. But that's October 1st and 2nd. It's all anime fighting games. It's, like Michael said, the Wyndham in Orlando. If anyone who listens is going, we'd love to say hi. I don't really know too many people. I mean, I don't know everyone who listens to this. So, if by the off chance you're going to be there, come say hi. We'll be there.
Mm-hmm. Hit us up beforehand.
Yeah, so we know to be prepared, so that way we're not in the middle of doing something, and then all of a sudden someone's like, "Oh, there's John and Michael," and we're like, "Oh, fuck!"
Or just yell "chooch." Just yell it as loud as you can.
Please let us know if you're coming beforehand, so John and Michael can be prepared to knife fight you.
Yeah, and if you beat us, you take on our forums.
Yeah, you inherit the website. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
It's your the secret is we want you to win. Yeah. It's your problem now.
It's reverse Highlander.
But yes, Michael, how about games that you've been playing now? What's been going on?
Right now, I played those 3DO games.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was bad.
I don't think there's a good 3DO game.
Not at all.
Not a single one. I mean, maybe that Dinosaur Tycoon one was good, and
that sounds kind of neat.
I couldn't. I'll show you after the podcast. I don't know if I chose the wrong. There are multiple. The realm of 3DO emulation is really strange.
Yeah,
I don't own a 3DO because I don't have nearly $1,000 to throw out, but I think they're cheaper than that. But anyways, so there are multiple BIOSes. There's multiple ones that you can choose from, and I think the one I chose just couldn't run this particular game very well. So I think that might be the issues. I think I played it once before and it was fine. But of course I didn't play hits like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties and stuff like that. So
yeah, hits.
Yeah, I guess if I maybe I will play all of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties for Extra Life.
That would be pretty good.
Maybe.
I mean, 3DO made the Army Men games. Weren't there Army Men, at least ports on the 3DO that were good?
That was much, much later. That was when 3DO was no longer... I don't even know if that was technically the same company, but that's when they were just a publisher.
Okay.
Don't think they were making the actual 3DO at that point.
Okay.
But that is the next thing I was playing, was the Army Men games.
Yeah.
Unrelated, was playing the Army Men games before I decided I want to play some 3DO, and then I think I booted up the Army Men games, and they were like 3DO. Like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
sure.
I am
Sure.
I remember I had at least one of the green Army Men games for the N64. I can't remember. We are talking about the same games, right? Where you play as the little green men, and you do stuff.
They're based off the toy, but there are so many of those games that I can't keep them straight, except for I know the two that are like soaking, dripping wet with nostalgia are just called Army Men and Army Men 2.
The one I played on the N64 was Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2. I remember two things about this game. The first one is that the bad guys are like the tan army men, and one of the lead member of the bad guys drops a fucking Apocalypse Now reference in like the first minute of the opening cinematic where they're like bombing something. He's like, "I love the smell of melted plastic in the morning," and it's like, holy shit. And then I also remember that game has an army woman who does not have green skin, who looks like a regular ass woman with titties and like a crop top, and she just has like green hair, but otherwise she's just like a regular person who's just tiny.
They had to make her like human enough so she could be sexy.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is, because you Google Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2. There's like a cast photo of all like the dudes in that game, and they're all like fucked up like Shrek ass ogre men. And then you see this like woman like running in the screenshot. She's just this regular ass lady with like a green gun, green hair, green bra, and like green latex pants.
I'm looking
and that's
this
like
up.
it.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah. You can find it pretty easy.
No.
But,
oh no!
Yeah,
she looks like a character out of Reboot.
They should have just leaned into it and made her a weird ass green lady.
John, how is anyone gonna jerk off to that? Like, come on.
Whatever.
Please.
It would have created some weird fetish.
People, I mean, there's probably people who want to fuck the Army Men already. Like,
yeah.
Just lean into it.
That's
let
such
them go.
a late '90s, early 2000s fucking dumb thing to do. Like, I don't know. Sonic will kiss a real lady, and we'll have a lady army man, and they'll boom.
They did that in Sonic 06 too. But I'll let you get back to what you were talking about, Michael. But the reason I remember this game is because there was a level where you're like inside of like a fridge or something, and I don't know why I remember that among everything else, but I remember the fridge level. I remember there's like a haunted castle level, which in retrospect was probably supposed to be like borderline, like vague Nazi, like Wolfenstein kind of referencey. And there was a level where you play on top of like a dinner table, and that's all I remember about that game.
So the ones that I played, that I actually played recently, and it was I don't know if this has ever happened to either one of you, where you play a game, you haven't played it in forever, and then you suddenly realize, like, oh, I played this a lot. I remember too much of this. Like, we started watching... I was playing, and John was watching me, and I was playing Army Men 2, and I think I just sat and watched the opening cinematic. I was just like, I remember all of this, because I would sit here and watch the entire thing, and I wouldn't skip it.
What consoles was that for? PC?
Yeah, I don't know if they ported them or whatnot, but I always played it on PC.
Sure.
The first one is like a weird... It's all isometric, so it looks like the toys. And the first one is like WASD or arrow keys to like turn yourself and move forward, and then click shoots.
Okay.
And then I think you get some like basic squad controls, but it's not a lot. And then the second one becomes more of you are almost like an RTS, where you have a hero unit, you click, that's where he goes, then you click on the enemy to shoot them, or you click on your a different weapon to use it, and then click on the enemy to shoot it. And then you have 3 or 4 dudes following you who you have to heal, and you can tell them to follow you or to stand somewhere and guard something. And they're just... I just remember playing them and thinking, like, yeah, this is exactly what this should be, where you shoot another army man and chunks of plastic fly off, or you use a flamethrower and they melt.
Yeah, I remember the melting bit is in the N64 game too.
But yeah, the spoilers for these games. The first one ends and you walk into a portal, and it ends and it just shows Sarge walking onto a kitchen counter. And so that's what the second one is kind of going back and forth between kitchen counters and roaches and shooting like oven knobs to turn them on so that enemy soldiers run onto the oven and melt, and then going back into like the plastic. I think he even says, "I love the smell of plastic in the morning" at the beginning of one of those levels.
Yeah.
So
it was the same joke twice.
Sure, that's yep.
Unless Sarge's Heroes is just like a port of that game, but I doubt it, because I feel like you would have remembered the military titty lady.
I would have remembered the military titty lady.
Yeah.
I would have remembered her. I played a little Overwatch because that had a free weekend. That game's fun.
Yeah.
Who'da thunk?
Yeah. I played a little bit of Forza Horizon 3 because that demo just came out. That game's fun.
Yeah.
But, I didn't notice like a major difference from the other ones. You can like recruit your friends' drivatars to drive for you. I don't know. It goes more off road. There's more like drive on the beach, drive in this forest. So that's kind of neat.
Cool.
Played some Sorcery.
Cool.
Because the last part is coming out this upcoming week. It was supposed to come out last week, and then they delayed it for a week, and now it's coming out soon. I can talk about what I feel about those first 3 parts. I can't talk about...
How do you feel about those first 3 parts?
They're really good.
Yes.
They're really good. Sorcery, for those who don't remember, I think I talked about it a long time ago, is an adaptation of Steve Jackson's Sorcery RPG Choose Your Own Adventure books from, I think, the 80s. And they do a really good job of taking those books and adapting them to a video game. You're on like essentially what looks like a game board, like almost like D&D-esque, has its own like contours and valleys and mountains. And you just drag your little character over to wherever you want to go next. It gives you usually 2 to 3 options, and then it tells you what happens, essentially, in a story. And there are seemingly dozens of different things that can happen. And the first 2 parts were bundled together, then the 3rd part came out, and now the 4th part's coming. And at least with the first 3, because I could never tell you what happens in the 4th one yet. With the first 3, it's like the first one is very plain Jane. Like it's an art, it's a choose your own adventure RPG. You don't really level up, but you have your character. And the second one, it's just a kind of different environment. It adds like some new stuff to it, but nothing crazy. But the second one introduces the ability to double back, and kind of introduces this side quest to the game. To where like there's an overarching quest where you need to go retrieve this crown from this evil dude, and the second one introduces like, hey, you can either go ahead and move on to the next one, part 3, or you can go back and hey, the real way to get through this door, or I forget what it was. It's like you need to go find these 7 things. You didn't find any of them, which I guess you can accidentally find them. And if you do that, you might save the city. Or if you don't, you might accidentally destroy the city. Or you might accidentally cause a revolution. Or nothing will happen. And all these people will suffer. And that was kind of neat that it added this twist to... Like, that could have gotten very bland. Like, part 1, if repeated again, in like, I don't know, we're in a city now, would have been bland. And the idea that they went back and said, no, this city has its own narrative.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason the city is the way it is. And then the third one did this thing where you had your map like you normally would, and then there was like clouds over it. And those clouds would change what was on the map. So
interesting.
Uncovered, the cloud would be like a forest. Covered, it's swamp. Uncovered, a village would be ruined. It would be like just twigs. But covered, it would be a bustling village again. Uncovered, this bridge is collapsed. Covered, it's whole again. And you kind of have to aim these towers to get across this bridge, and then re-aim it another way to get across, to talk to the people in this village. So that's added on top of the layer from number 2, where there's also like a storyline that you can accomplish within part 3 unto itself, in addition to, hey, you need to get to part 4. Those games are, at least part 1, 2, and 3, are very good. And I have a review almost ready. Just need some more editing, and I need to spruce it up a bit. But that'll be out by the time the embargo lifts, I think, on like Wednesday at some point. So
cool.
And then the only other game I've been playing is Project High Rise, which is, John, I think you also watched me play that.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, that's, I think the developer making that's just called Soma Sim, and they've been out tweeting about this game for a while. I think it's an open early release on Steam, and that's a Sim Tower. That's a Sim Tower game. You build it. It's 2D. You are like building the framework of your tower and putting offices in it and running electricity to them and building apartments and restaurants and essentially leveling up your tower so that you can build bigger offices and bigger apartments and bigger restaurants until you get all the way up. I don't know, Sim Tower had like a rating system, so once you met a minimum population, you open the next set of items. This one has things a little different. It's seemingly like they took some of the complexities out of Sim Tower and just added a little bit of variety in certain spots. But that game is just like Sim Tower is one of those games where, one of those like management city building games where you can just sit there and then you're an hour into it, and then you're 3 hours into it, and then you're like, I need to stop. It's 3 a.m. I need to stop. I could have done anything else. I did this. But it's really neat. I'm curious what else they add to that, because if that's in early access, I want to see where that goes. Because already, like, other than like elevator management, I think that has everything that the original Sim Tower had in it. So cool. It's pretty neat. That's it.
Bringing back all the sim games.
I love sim games.
What about Simcopter?
Streets of Sim City? Come on, bring it.
Sim Ant.
Sim Ant's alright. Sim Life.
Health?
Sim Health. I could never... You can find copies of a lot of those early sim games. Sim Health is like the only one that eluded me.
Oh.
That is like...
The Holy Grail.
That is some weird... that one is probably their least popular game. Suck it, Spore. Sim Health was just like, we're gonna simulate managing like health insurance, and reading the description of that, like some of the early ones are very educational, but that one is just like, we are making simulation software.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna think it's a game, but
see, when you said Sim Health at first, I got kind of excited because I thought maybe it was like Sim Health, like you micromanage like the functions of like a body, like white blood cells or something like that. But
no, that'd be fun. I think this one you manage a hospital. I don't remember because I've never played it.
I'm reading the Wikipedia article. It was produced only for DOS. The game was released during congressional debates on the Clinton healthcare plan. A highly complex simulation, it was generally regarded as difficult, armed with none of the tongue-in-cheek humor that Maxis's prior games were known for. The only real link to the franchise was the SimCity 2000-inspired user interface. So... yeah.
So great.
Thanks, congressional hearings on Clinton healthcare. You gave us probably the weirdest sim game ever made.
That is not the weirdest. That one's probably just like a lot of those early ones. If people played them today and thought like, oh, I can't wait to hear this tongue-in-cheek humor, it's like, I'm creating an island and putting like these little sprites that look like lizards on it.
Yeah.
Great. Like that one just happens to be the most boring subject.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what I meant. Like, just like the most out of left field one, I suppose, because it's like,
for them,
Sim Ant, sure, Sim Copter, yeah, Sim Tower, of course, like Sim Healthcare. Like, it sounds like one of those things you would see on a TV show where they're trying to like parody video games, and they're like, "Oh, Mom, I wanted Hell Shooter 3000 for Christmas, but you got me Sim Healthcare," but it's like a real thing. So I don't know.
Man, I kind of miss those days when, like, quietly off to the side, someone is making Sim Healthcare. But now it's just like quietly off to the side, someone is making their shitty early access MMO about killing zombies or something.
Yeah.
They're crafting.
Guys, I made another Minecraft. Where is the new healthcare game?
I mean, I would play a healthcare simulation game.
So hypothetically, if I found a copy of Sim Health, you would play it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just put that on the line right now.
No hesitation. I love Maxis games, even when they're terrible.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing what's been going on with you, Michael. Ryan, let's catch up with you. What have you been up to?
John.
Yeah.
It's time for the weekly roundup.
Yeah.
What's Ryan been up to? We're gonna find out. Yeah, I wasn't on the podcast last week because I've been so busy with schoolwork. I had I had about 3 separate projects due this week that I've been working on, so I really haven't had a whole bunch of time to do much of anything, really, video game related or not. I do have a couple things to talk about. So I might as well go ahead and get into that and see what shakes out. But so on Tuesday, this would have been Tuesday night, I went and saw Evil Dead 2 at a sold-out crowd in a movie theater. That was really fantastic. I don't know how familiar you two are with like the Evil Dead franchise, but I think that movie's great. I think it's probably one of, if not the best, like horror comedy ever made, and it's certainly in terms of like stepping things up for a sequel, very up there in terms of that too. It's just a really fun movie, and seeing it like on a theater screen in a crowd of people who, you know, are like actively reacting to it and like laughing and all that was just really a fantastic experience. I'm a little upset though because as part of this Terror Tuesday programming they do, this month is all sequels. It's like Terror Tuesday, like it's all movies with 2 in the title. Next week they are showing Troll 2, but unfortunately the tickets for that have already sold out. I mean, I've seen that movie enough times. I've got like the Blu-ray and everything, but I still would have loved to have gone to see that. So yeah, there's that. There is one other movie I watched this week, as a matter of fact. Michael,
yes?
I'm glad you mentioned the movie Clue earlier in the episode, actually, because you know, I just have a question for the two of you.
Yes.
John and Michael, here's my question. What is the best haunted house movie of all time? Nothing? Okay.
Halloween. Well, it's not really a haunted house, I guess.
I mean, there is a house in that movie, yes.
It's pretty haunted.
Yeah, but whatever answer you all come up with is
Poltergeist.
Wrong. Absolutely
I like House
wrong.
on Haunted Hill.
That movie's good. Both those movies are good, but you're both wrong. The best haunted house movie ever made is the 2003 tour de force magnum opus masterpiece, starring everyone's favorite comedian Eddie Murphy.
No.
The film adaptation of Disney's The Haunted Mansion.
No. 999 Ghosts, and Eddie Murphy's the biggest fucking one that haunts all of us.
So last night, after I'd finished all these projects I had due this week, I decided I was going to get drunk on pumpkin cider and watch the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie.
Why would you do that to yourself?
To decompress. I was like, you know, I need to de-stress. I need to take a load off here. I'm going to watch something that's dumb as hell, but also has like something that's going to keep me interested, and I had already watched House on Haunted Hill like last week, so I didn't want to do that again. So originally I was going to watch the Scooby-Doo movie on Netflix, but then I realized I had HBO Go, and Haunted Mansion is on there, so I drank a couple bottles of pumpkin cider and just let the night get away from me. You know, I don't want to sound like a Haunted Mansion apologist, but that movie,
you already do.
That movie is not like entirely bad. Like, it blows. It's really horrible, but the production design and the cinematography in that movie is actually really good. Like, the script is awful. The performances are awful. Everything about it is awful. But just how that movie looks is like really fantastic, especially for someone like me who is kind of a big Haunted Mansion fan. Like, on one hand, I hate that movie because it's terrible, but on the other, like, looking at like the sets and the costumes in that film, I'm like, wow, there is some iota of artistic talent that went into this shitty early aughts comedy starring Eddie Murphy and nobody else of any note aside from Terrence Stamp and that guy that said Inconceivable in Princess Bride.
Inconceivable.
Yeah. I don't know. That was my Wednesday night. I think maybe once it gets a little closer to October, I might get that in a Scooby-Doo on DVD and have myself a double feature. But, you know, we'll see what shakes out. I will say, though, it made me want to play the Haunted Mansion PlayStation 2 game, which I had for a time in my childhood and I really enjoyed, even though it's not a very good game. But I don't own it anymore, and I wouldn't be able to do any like capture card stuff with it playing it on the PS2. So I don't know. We'll see what shakes out with that. I know there was that Disneyland game that came out for the NES that had a Haunted Mansion level in it, so that might be as close as I get. Mm-hmm. But you know, I haven't really had a whole lot of time to play any other games. I was actually thinking about replaying Undertale this weekend because today is the 1 year anniversary of that game's release at the time of recording. Hey, fuck you! That game's good. Shut the fuck up! My God, like here's the thing. I had a discussion about this with somebody earlier today. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand how the fandom of that game and all the hype behind it really ruined it for a lot of people, you know, some people on the site included. But I'm glad that a year out, like, when this anniversary rolls around, it's finally sort of calmed down enough that people are sort of being genuinely excited about this game again. Like, you know, and after this year, I'm sure it'll kind of fade off into the distance even further, but I don't know, for a game like that was kind of divisive in a lot of ways, but I really enjoyed, it's just nice to see people, like, having fun with it, even if it's just for, like, a day. So, you know.
It was really interesting seeing Toby Fox posting stuff on Tumblr and just being like...
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, even after I finished making this game, I just thought it was an 8 out of 10 experience, but so many people, like, fell in love with it, and, like... Just, it's kind of funny because he didn't explicitly say it, but just from the way he wrote his little, like, year after, like, post-mortem, he was basically just like, man, the fucking fandom, man, the think pieces, holy shit. Like,
I read that, and he did not seem, like, very, you know, into all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. From what I've heard from him, he's always seemed like one of those people who kind of makes something and then sends it out into the world without really thinking it's going to be received as well as it is. But you know, whatever.
It's interesting because ever since Undertale blew up, his presence on the internet has almost evaporated.
Yes,
and I think it's like it's depressing in a way.
It is.
Know? Like,
it is.
It was such a reaction, though. Like, that's really the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even that it was a popular video game. It was overwhelming, even from someone who, like, I'll say it. I liked Undertale. Like, I mean, it's a joke around here that it's on our top 10 of Game of the Year. Like, it's one of the best games of last year. But it's just impossible to, like, the fervor around it was so much. Even as someone who just wanted to kind of play it, it was just too much. Like, it overwhelmed your opinion of it, and I can't even imagine what it would be like from the dude who made it, of just...
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh man, I can't believe you made this game about the Russians going to space. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, my dude? Like, people coming at you with, like, 1,000 different interpretations, and like, thanks for making this character this way. Like, that character's a dog. Like, that character's a laughing skeleton. Like, I didn't mean it that way, but I can't tell you that, because that'll crush your fucking dreams, so...
Yeah, and I feel like part of that explosive hype around that game is that it hits such this extensive cross section of people. Like, it has so much appeal in it in terms of like its content and like the way its characters are presented and all that kind of stuff, that releasing that onto the internet today, where you've got sites like Tumblr, where all these people who have these kinds of similar tastes and mindsets tend to well up and congregate. Like, there was no way that unless it was just genuinely a bad game, like, there was no way that game wasn't going to like gain traction like that, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that little bit in there where he was like, I didn't expect this to blow up like it did, and I was like, how did you not? Like,
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, there are games that I could look at on Steam and think like, man, if this got the right attention from the right person, this would be a much bigger game, but it dissolves into the ether. Yeah. So sometimes little stuff gets slipped through. I think he hit the iron right about when it was hot, of like,
yes,
indie games are now much more accessible, and little stuff like that's a little more common. Like, indie games got a little bit bigger and more complicated. I think he hit right about a good time.
You've got a lot of like niche interest groups on the internet that like this game for like various reasons, in my opinion. But so it's just kind of like the perfect storm in a lot of ways to create this absolute fever immediately. And I've talked about this on the podcast before, and I won't dwell on it too much because I feel like we need to move on here. But
yes, sure.
I played that game like on that first wave. Like, nothing had been spoiled for me. Like, the fandom hadn't like soured me on it yet, and it was a really just fantastic experience. But like, I completely understand those people who were spoiled on it, because it's stuff like Steven Universe for me. Like, even now, that show is just in my face all the time, and I've heard it's good, and I'm sure people like it, but I don't think it's something I could ever watch, just because of how bombarded I've been with it for forever.
That's what Undertale felt like, but in this, but there was no ramp up. It was no like, oh, I've seen an episode of Steven's Universe like a year or so ago, and I thought it was pretty good, but don't have time to watch it. And now here's this fandom. It was just like, oh, hey, have you heard of Undertale? You need to play it. Like, whoa. It's like someone came up and hit you upside the head with an Undertale bat, and it's like, what the what the fuck just happened? I don't want that to happen again.
I understand.
Papyrus showed up and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, like, you owe me money. Like, no, you mean my neighbor. Like, oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Well, this is 415. I meant 514. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the sequel. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to like figure we might as well touch on that, since that was a big deal for me last year. So
same here.
Yeah, the one year autopsy report on Undertale, I guess you could say. And, if I have time this weekend, I know I've gone on record on this podcast as saying I'd never play that game again, but if I have time this weekend or next, I may actually sit down and go through it. So we'll see what happens.
You should stream it.
Boo.
If you can.
You think?
Let's move on.
You should, yeah. That sounds fun.
John, I don't want to have people like see me like tearing up on the game on stream.
Aww.
But anyway, let's move on
and discuss this off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Did you play anything else, Ryan?
I played nothing this week.
Okay.
I have been way too busy, so I'll go ahead and toss it off to you, and you can talk to your heart's content over here.
Let's burn through. We're running a little long.
All right, yeah.
Not to say go quick, but go quick.
No, I gotcha. So I played 2 games of note recently. The first one I like a lot. The second one I don't. I'll start with the one I don't.
Okay.
So the one that I don't like is, I hope I'm getting this name right. You know what? I don't. It's the
Call
Toho
of Duty.
Game? No, It's this Toho game that came out on PS4 recently. I really don't like it. I got confused, and I thought that they were actually putting out like a full-blown Toho game on PS4, but they weren't. They ported a fan game over here.
Weird. Okay.
And it's not good. Like, I can understand where they're coming from, but just like the slapdash nature of it, the way that like none of the AI works right. To describe what it is, they took the basic idea of Toho, which is like bullet hell shooter, and they turned it into a multiplayer game where you and another person are both playing as one of the Toho characters, and you're just shooting at each other from in like a big 3D area. You're just like firing like big waves of bullets at each other. And that sounds like it could be fun, except, I mean, I wasn't playing it with anyone. Maybe if I was playing with another actual human being, it would be okay. But just playing by myself and trying and failing to get connected in online matches, the AI was so bad. I just kept mashing on the button, because the other bad thing about this game is that it's a bullet hell shooter, but you have to mash on the button to shoot instead of just holding it down, which is nuts.
Yeah.
If I just mashed on the button fast enough, I killed them, even if I was just standing right in front of them. Like, I sat there and I just absorbed all the bullets, and because I was faster than the AI was, I won every time. There was no, like, thought process to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was really bad. The translation is terrible. Like, there's all kinds of really basic translation flaws. Like, they didn't think to actually translate, instead of saying, oh, the rain of bullets that is firing at you, they, like, use the Japanese term for bullet hell, and I'm like, why did you do that? Just say bullet hell. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's dumb, like, translation, like, Hikaku means plan, shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why? Just fucking put the word there. But yeah, I don't think that game is any good. And I think it's a huge bummer, because they should just put out the actual Toho games. Like, say what you will about what those games look like and how some of the fans are. Those actual bullet hell games are fantastic, and the music is spectacular, and it would be great to actually introduce those games in a proper way to the American audience. But they're not going to do that, probably.
Yeah. My only exposure to Toho is that one video where they have the animation set to the Tom Jones cover of Burning Down the House. That's the only time I've ever seen anything from that franchise, and I kind of like to keep it that way. So,
fair enough. But the game that I do like, that I've been playing lately, is the new Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game, Spirits of Justice.
Ooh, man. I played the first two Ace Attorney games, and I loved those. So.
Hey, you should play at least the third one.
Okay.
And if you're still into it, play the rest of them. Because 4 is good, 5 is and so far, I'm like halfway through it. So far, 6 is very good.
Cool.
I don't know, there's some things that I kind of don't like. Like, I'm not really a fan of the new prosecutor, which is, you know, a big part of the game because you're interacting with them quite a lot. But I think the translation is fantastic. There are so many, like, little jokes that I'm just, like, laughing really hard at just because of how, like, well-timed the dialogue is. I just, you know, I love the writing. That's all you really need to say about a Phoenix Wright game, or an Ace Attorney game, really, because there was the Apollo Justice. Just Ace Attorney games need to have good writing, and this one has good writing. So I really, really dig it, other than, like, little gripes here and there. But, you know, as the game goes on, I have warmed up to characters that I wasn't really into because they figured out ways to have you interact with them in unique ways. Like, for example, there's a character that they introduce early on as an antagonist she's this young girl who does, like, seances that shows the last thing the victim saw. So that's how they solve the murder. You know, and, you know, Phoenix has to go against that and even use that as evidence to try to disprove the argument of the prosecutor. But then later on in the game, she actually tags along with you while you're investigating, and she just, she's just kind of like I don't know if I'd say like shitty, but she's just like this like she's got a mouth. She's a snarky little girl, and then just like it's Phoenix and her just like interacting, and him just being like, "Oh, come on, lay off me for a minute." Like it's way more fun, and she's not just like this mysterious being. Like now it's like, oh, this is like an actual human being that I'm interacting with, and it's way more comical and fun. But no, I really really like this new Ace Attorney so far, and I'm gonna try to get a review out, but I've been busy. But I'm hoping it continues to be as good. Like I've been seeing people on Twitter being like, "Holy fuck, the other trials!" So I bet I'm gonna end up really liking it in the long run.
Cool.
But I mean that's pretty much all I have been playing. So let's move on to news. There was a lot of news.
There was a ton of news.
Yeah.
Michael, how about we do your news first?
Let's do me first. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the depressing part of my Sony roundup of things Sony did. Sony let a lot of people go.
Yeah.
So at Sony's London studios and at Sony San Diego, they had a round of layoffs. Both of Sony's messaging when they were contacted was pretty much the same, that this was a round of layoffs happening at the end of projects, that they did standard reviews as they do at the end of any project, and after those internal reviews, they decided that positions were no longer needed. Specifically, that means I have to assume, because of the language that was used, this is me speculating, that the language that was used in both of these cases, knowing that Sony's London studio has been, for a good chunk of time, their main VR software studio. They made the London Heist demo. I think they made some other demos before VR. They made like iToy games. They made Playroom. They made Wonderbook. Knowing that they started PSVR stuff, and that Sony San Diego has also been doing that, which is why you haven't seen a lot of Sony first-party games, and VR coming out in about a month. That all kind of goes together. The idea that all those projects are now done. They're all gold. You don't need as big of teams to update them and sustain them. So when you don't have that big of teams anymore and you don't need them, you would hope you can reshuffle them. But Sony, I guess, decided to let them all go. So I think this is just one big PSVR exodus. I hope this means at least something good for PSVR, that it'll have a bunch of games on it. I don't know. But it's sad to see this many people. I don't know how many, because Sony's messaging, while quick to respond to questions, didn't have like an overarching, like, we laid off this many people. They were very, very weird about this. Like, it just started happening. It doesn't seem any one game in particular was affected. All I know is MLB The Show's team was not affected at all at Sony San Diego. But I know a couple of the teams at Sony San Diego were completely let go. Don't know which ones. I don't know about David Jaffe's Drawn to Life or what else was happening.
Yeah, we don't even know if that game's canceled or not.
No. Yeah. But one of the guys who tweeted out, one of the workers at Sony San Diego tweeted it out, and he was like a UI designer. And he worked on like PlayStation Store and on the current dashboard, so I don't know what's up with any of that. It's weird. It's a weird way, like, Sony continues like this weird sequence of events that has culminated in some weird, like, just like, what are y'all doing? Like, what's up with that New York event? What's up with these layoffs? With like no PR anything. Where's a guy where's a press release that just says, here's what happened, and like if I'm a stockholder, I'm just like, what does any of this mean?
Yeah.
So, but the one good thing. Oh, did you want to?
No, I was just gonna say maybe we'll hear more about that in the coming weeks, but there's just not a whole bunch about it right now.
I bet they don't mention it ever again, because why would you?
True.
But there has been one good series of positive messaging from Sony, and it came from, of course, Sony Japan. Mm-hmm. And that was their TGS conference that I stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch.
I thank you for it, but also, geez.
It was, I'll run it down real quick. The beginning was like a really good rap / sizzle reel, which it's on.
Rap is so good.
Yeah, if you go on our site and look for the Sony TGS's conference summary story, it's like the first video on there. At the very least, that is what you should watch. That is what you should take away from this conference. It is so good. Mm-hmm. But they started with that, and they started with like a sizzle reel, and that had like Final Fantasy in it and Call of Duty in it, and it was very Japanese oriented, but it was weird to see like this large, it was a good chunk of it was Call of Duty and like these games we already knew about. It's like, all right, sure, I get it. PS4 is real popular in the West. This is weird. And they mentioned the Pro, they mentioned the new PS4. They didn't really spend a lot of time on it because they just wanted to talk about some fucking video games, and they laid it bare. They just put it out there and they said, here you go, video games. I'll just run through a bunch. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is an HD version of 3 of the other Kingdom Hearts titles. One of them is 2. I think Dream Drop Distance. It's Kingdom Hearts stuff. Rose mentioned that was kind of Kingdom Hearts 3 information. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see anything Kingdom Hearts 3.
If I remember correctly, I think it's one of the games. I think it's a movie, and then I think there's actually a completely new chapter that's in that.
Okay, so nothing about Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know. I'm done with Kingdom Hearts. Nope, I'm moving on. There's a lot to go through, man.
Okay,
okay.
Write up about Kingdom Hearts, because I don't care. Nier Automata. Nier robot name. Got a new trailer and a release date of February 23rd. I believe that is Japan only, so we will get it soon after. Let's see. John's game was shown.
Yeah.
Also known as Danganronpa 3. That was shown running on the PS4. I don't think that got a date, but hey, that looked alright.
It did.
It did?
In Japan, it's coming out January something. I think it might be the 9th? It's very soon.
Okay, and that's Vita and PS4. Then...
Yeah, new Danganronpa V3. That's what it's called.
Yeah, then... Yeah. The game we all wanted. A new Hot Shots Golf.
Yeah!
Coming sometime next summer. It looked like a really good Hot Shots golf game. There is customization. There hasn't been a good golf game, especially like an arcadey one, in a very long time.
Ever.
Shut your fucking face. Go play
Mario
Kingdom Hearts.
Golf Toadstool Tour.
Some of those Tiger Woods ones were good.
Yeah. Cyber Tiger. They showed Gundam Versus, which is a new Gundam game. It looked like a Gundam game. They showed a new Earth Defense Force, and everyone went to the bathroom. People like EDF.
I don't know why. Here's one that I thought was kind of crazy. Fortune Street. The game that used to come out on, or at least the last one came out on a Nintendo system and had Mario characters in it, is now coming to Sony and will have Final Fantasy characters in it. Yeah, that's like the Mario Party, but instead of mini games, you have stocks. I played a lot of the Wii Fortune Street with my friends. That game is really good. Neo has a worldwide release date of February 9th, so that's coming out real soon. Koei Tecmo, I don't know how to pronounce this, Muso Stars, which is, from what I understand, kind of like a Dynasty Warriors game, but with a Koei Tecmo characters. So the only one I really recognized was Ryu Hayabusa. So anime-looking characters are going to attack things. They showed more PSVR. They showed a lot of a lot of Japanese stuff. From documentaries to J-pop bands that you can like watch in 3D perform. Resident Evil documentary. I've been seeing TGS stuff come out since then. There are like I don't know if this is PSVR, but it is VR. Like dudes feeling up mannequins and looking at anime ladies in VR, and a dude sitting in a tub of water because he's getting into a hot tub with an anime lady in VR.
Oh my god!
So,
Christ.
Yeah. There's also something that they showed that was like a schoolgirl thing. I didn't write that one down because
that's that like summer lesson. I think.
Yeah. All I know is the first time they showed that in the PSVR sizzle reel, it was like I don't know if this was just me or if it was subtle or if I don't know. It was really late at night. It looked like the dude was like looking down because there was a lot of people on green screens like pretending to be in VR. It looked like the dude was looking down at her chest and it was like whoa, but it was so quick I couldn't tell if it was like what is happening. I don't know.
Boobs.
Yeah. This one was also confusing, and the reason some of this is weird is because the English stream ended at some point, just crashed. And even the English stream, the only thing that was in English was the actual people talking. Any trailer was full Japanese, no translation. So this is like information I'm getting from a woman hastily reading it off of what sounded like a card, and like Eurogamer's live tweet or live blog and Twitter. So this is like, and it's also like near 4 a.m. at this point. So, Grand Blue Fantasy Project Relink is Platinum's mobile game?
I don't think Platinum is making... No, I don't think Platinum's making a mobile game.
Okay,
Grand Blue Fantasy
they're making
is a mobile
the
game.
not mobile game then. Because they announced this game and people were like, oh, this looks like this mobile game. And the guy on stage said Platinum with other company are making Grand Blue Fantasy Project Relink, which is a PS4, PSVR, PC game that, hold on to your fucking horses, is coming out in 2018. We are talking about 2018. Fuck.
It's time, baby.
And then Kojima came out, which is when I knew either this was wrapping up or was going to take another fucking 3 hours. And it took another fucking 3 hours. He talked about the history of rope, about the history of action games. Man, fucking... he bullshitted his fucking way through 10 minutes like only politicians can fucking bullshit. I don't fucking give a shit about any of that crap. And then he just called his indie studio was making a AAA game... open, talked about what Death Stranding meant. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. I like Kojima. I think he's an interesting man. I like Metal Gear games. I think they're fucked up but fun and quirky in their own way. I don't need to hear your fucking auteur bullshit. I've played those games. There's nothing auteur about staring at a woman's ass, fucking shadow puppets like you're fucking, but you're really like pulling snakes out of a bag. Fuck that. That's Austin Powers level fucking tent fucking bullshit. You aren't an auteur. Shut up about what Death Stranding means. Everyone looked it up and Googled it within 5 seconds of E3. I don't need to know about the history of rope. Show me your game. And don't tell me I'm going to make a small game with my indie studio that has Sony funding. You have a blank check with your name and Sony's name on it. Shut up and show me your game. I'm sorry. Done.
Damn.
They ended with some more PS Plus and PS Store stuff, PSN stuff for Japan. I'm sure I missed stuff, but that is what I remember from Sony's TGS thingy.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Kojima did say that Death Stranding is going to be an open world action game. So that's the like actual info that we got from that. Yeah,
that was information. Fucking people writing 3-paragraph news stories about 3 words he said. Fuck off. The history of rope.
So
I'm done.
yeah, thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go light me up a cigarette.
Yeah, jeez. Ryan, would you like to give us the news that's fit to print?
The news? Yeah, I'll go ahead and clip through this stuff I have over here, because I don't think there's a whole lot to be said aside from just kind of reporting it. There's been a lot of delays in this last week. 2 of them more indefinite, and one of them indefinite, one of them with a date, and one of them which is less of a delay and more of a cancellation. So I guess we can say a permanent delay, much like how when you go to sleep and don't wake up in the morning, it's like a permanent nap. But anyway, first on the docket here we have everybody's favorite E3 game performance, South Park: The Fractured Butt Hole, has...
Wait. Like a butthole?
Oh, John, that's naughty. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
You know how I feel about it. It's comedy.
Real quick.
Oh, no. Now you
quick.
made me think about a butthole, and I'm uncomfortable, John.
Real quick, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
It is just South Park : no pun there. South Park : it's just the fractured butthole, like, wouldn't, like, ruptured or bleeding, like, wouldn't something be more clever than just fractured?
I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to be like fractured. I remember them talking about it at E3 because their E3 conference was like a fucking endless gulf of time where I could feel myself slipping away further and further into like non-responsiveness. But
I think my main concern is like, why? Because the first one was called The Stick of Truth. And that there was no pun. It was just a game. So I don't understand why they need to prove they're 8 years old.
Well, they said it was called the Fractured Butthole because it's supposed to be like parodying like Marvel heroes, and so they're like a team, but then they have a civil war, so they're fractured butthole. And then it's like, fuck these guys. Like, both of them looked like they wanted to die when they were on stage at E3, and they were telling jokes that nobody in the audience laughed at. But anyway, the fucking game's been delayed.
Yeah, thank God.
It was supposed to come out at the end of this year, but it was supposed to come out pretty soon, I think, but it got shipped back to Q1 2017. No real anything on why that happened. Michael, you wrote this story, and your hot take on it is that Ubisoft is, quote, probably waiting to see how things settle down in that first quarter before slapping a real date. I would agree. Like you say here, they say if Persona 5 and Horizon Zero Dawn is supposed to be coming out around that same time, so you know, maybe there's some competition stuff happening in there, or maybe they just wanted to add more dick jokes or something.
Or maybe it's coming out on the NX and it's going to be delayed until March.
Do you really think Nintendo would put South Park on the NX?
Yeah.
Like honestly?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't think they would do that.
Ubisoft loves new consoles.
That's true.
Yeah, I could see that coming out there. Like, Nintendo will just be like, our partners at Ubisoft are putting out the South Park game.
It's a logo. It's a logo on a fucking giant screen of like South Park. Fucking, I don't know. Choose some Rabbids game and some other crap.
Yeah. Maybe it's going to be like an NX exclusive. Then all the South Park fans are going to buy the Nintendo console. But anyway, that's that. The second delay is for a game that I'm sure a lot of people have heard about at some point or another. This little ditty called The Last Guardian. You know, it was... listen. All right, listen. I'm going to be frank here. This game has been delayed and trapped in the throes of ambiguity since day fucking one. But it was supposed to come out, next month? This October?
October, yeah.
Yeah, it got moved back to December 6th. There's a statement from Shuhei Yoshida.
Yes.
I think that's how you pronounce that.
Yeah,
they say they want to deliver the most polished experience possible. They say the decision's difficult, and they have encountered, quote, more bugs than anticipated in the final stages of development. So That doesn't sound good. But, as long as they bang that stuff out, I don't know. Games that are this hyped, I'm always a little worried about because, it could be amazing, but I think it's more likely that this game's just going to be, good. I don't think this will be a bad game, but I don't think it's going to be the game that saves video games like people still tend to think about it. But, December 6th, that's 2 months. I'm sure they'll get that out without too much trouble once that rolls around, hopefully. And the last delay, which is the permanent cancellation, as I said earlier, has to do with this company called Bethesda. You can't spell Bethesda without switching up best a little bit, and this is not the best news.
What the fuck?
The good studio be the SDA.
Just read the fucking words.
Well, the words here.
Tell me about ropes.
The words here are telling me that Bethesda have ended their plans to put mods on the PS4. So just play a little toilet flushing sound effect here because that's that went down the drain. No, Todd Howard's sweet little lies. A while back they said that they would give mod support on Fallout 4 in the special edition of Skyrim. I know for a fact that Todd talked about mods on consoles at E3, but I don't think he really made any promises from what I remember.
He said that both consoles would have mod support.
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust anything Todd Howard says, but he did. Those words did come out of his mouth. They basically issued a non-apology about how Sony will not let them do something. I know he says, however, I don't know if this is Todd Howard saying this. This is just the press release, but it says, quote, however, until Sony will allow us to offer proper mod support for PS4, that content will not be available. They say they'll provide an update if and when the situation changes. So I guess maybe it's not a permanent cancellation, but knowing how Bethesda tends to be about this kind of thing, it could be forever. It could be when Fallout 5 comes out, they'll finally have mods on there for PlayStation 4.
So what's weird about that is a month or so ago, and Rose pointed this out when I think I put this in the Slack or someone did, and she was like, "Wait, didn't they already say this?" And she pointed it out, and we had reported on it. And then they just said that they were still working on it, that they weren't giving up. And this, they clearly say, we're done, unless something changes. Yeah. But the last time they said this, they didn't just say, oh, Sony is preventing us. They were saying that there was size restrictions and audio file formats that weren't working. So this isn't, so many people, this story kind of blew up on our Tumblr, but I saw people in there going don't believe this headline, it's Sony's fault. And it's wow, I'm kind of surprised you believe company A over company B, and not you're just believing one company over another. I have no doubt that Sony is being a little stickler, but kind of convenient that those other two reasons went away in a month, and the only reason left blames Sony. That's really convenient.
Well, yeah, it's Bethesda's the one who's making the game, and there's that big fandom for Bethesda games and all that. But maybe by file size restrictions, they mean they can't put in the giant anime titty mods that people are making. So
this
almost, people demand.
This almost made me want to I guess I should boot up and see what it looks like on Xbox One, because that's where I have Fallout 4, and just I remember day one there was nothing that bad, but it was just kind of
yeah, you should do a retrospective months later after the release of console Fallout mods. What's the landscape like?
What is PS4 really missing?
Yeah, maybe someone finally modded in Field Ball to Fallout 4, but that's about it for the news on delays. So some important stuff kind of pushed back, some less important stuff also pushed back. So take it how you will. Them's the breaks.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you, Ryan. As for my news, first off, we have a little merger news here. EA recently announced mergers. EA announced that a bunch of their smaller companies that they run are going to be combined under one roof as EA Worldwide. Dale!
Thanks, John.
Yeah, so according to this, EA Worldwide will bring EA Mobile, Maxis, and BioWare all under Patrick Soderlund, who was originally EA's vice president of games. EA Mobile and Maxis will also be working under Samantha Ryan, and she will also be taking over leadership of BioWare itself. So the team that made Frostbite will be integrated with EA's technology team, and they claim that this is to continue helping with their player-first goals. And this just seems like they're trying to get all their hands into one area, so they're all working on they're just trying to combine their powers so they can make better games, perhaps. And this seems like a pretty good idea, so that way everyone's working on everything. It makes sense. So another thing that was revealed at TGS, this is a weird one. Capcom just kind of dropped during a Monster Hunter event at TGS that there's going to be a Monster Hunter movie. A Hollywood movie.
Will it take 80 hours to get going?
I'm not sure, but the Monster Hunter producer, please, God, let me pronounce this correctly.
Come on, I want to hear it. Let's go.
Ryozo Sugimoto.
Sure.
Said that the film is progressing through development.
That's a good way to put it. I'm progressing through development of a fucking burrito. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's all that says.
I want to poop soon. Like, progressing through development.
Thanks, Michael.
But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, who knows? This might not even come out ever, but,
Yeah.
That they announced that.
Yeah, if there's one thing I've learned about Hollywood in my 3.5 years of radio, television, film, it's that a film means nothing until it's released. Like, saying something's in production is, essentially pointless, because anything can happen at any time to just stop the release of a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Last little tiny news thing that I just wanted to mention, because Michael and I are excited about it. The new Digimon game's coming out over here.
Damn.
No, say the whole name so that people can get unexcited.
I was about to.
Yeah.
Digimon World Next Order.
World.
Yeah, that seems like a bad stamp there.
Yeah, I
don't know. We'll see.
At least it's coming. At least it's coming here, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's been how many years since they've made that first Digimon World game?
Not
maybe
long
they
enough.
learned some lessons. Maybe they learned some lessons. We'll see.
I mean, they didn't learn it by Digimon World 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
I mean,
so
all of those games are completely different.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what's weird.
Well, it seems like they're trying to build on the original Digimon World, so if they actually stick upon that and then improve on it...
Whatever, there's going to be a giant toilet and you're going to have to poop every 10 minutes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
No matter what you do, you're still going to have fucking Digivolve in that fucking poop monster.
Please, let's not let that happen.
Remember that night you played that for hours and you couldn't figure out, nobody could figure out how to not be that poop monster?
I was very angry, yes.
Yeah.
I was very angry.
Fucking.
But the interesting bit, though, was that initially it seemed like the game was only coming out on PS4, but then a couple hours later, I think Jamatsu clarified that... Well, because in Japan it was originally just for the Vita, but then at Tokyo Game Show they announced a PS4 version, and then they also were like, oh yeah, the PS4 version's coming out in America too.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they have confirmed that the Vita version is also coming out over here, but only digitally. The PS4 version will have a retail release. So yeah, a little interesting tidbit there for those of you looking forward to the new Digimon game. Michael, let's do questions real quick.
Let's do questions real quick. You can send questions like this that will be read real quick to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. That's for the emails. Or you can just go to videogamechoochoo.com, No, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask.
Correct.
And you will have your words read out aloud by a professional.
Yes.
Anonymous asks, and this person actually, I believe, has been sitting in our inbox since last week. I'm sorry we didn't get to you.
Yeah.
We have gotten around to you. You just got in just a little too late. I have never watched, read, played a complete episode, movie, or piece of Batman media. Where should I start?
Okay, well,
The 1960s show.
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't have a lot, well, I guess by some people's standards, I have a lot of Batman comics, and, I have all the movies and all that, but, I don't know. If you want to start with comics, there you can start with, like, the really basic, essential stuff. I'd say that's, like, Batman Year One by Frank Miller, Batman The Long Halloween, which is kind of what the Dark Knight movie was based off. I'd say to start, maybe watch the first two Tim Burton Batman films, Batman Returns.
Watch the first one. If you like it, watch the second one. If you're not really feeling it, because I'm not sure how that holds up to somebody who's never seen it, just go ahead and skip to the current trilogy, the Batman Begins,
Dark Knight, Dark Knight Returns, or Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, Dark Knight Returns is the comic.
Yeah. And then if you're feeling up to it, if you're enjoying it, go back and watch whichever of the original four you missed, and then realize the fucking crap we were fed as kids.
I mean, well, Batman and Robin has had, like, a second life as one of those cult, like, worst movies of all time kind of things.
Because it is.
But it is, absolutely. And I love that movie, but please do not start with that.
No, you will hate it.
In terms of the Batman games, actually, you know what? The Arkham Asylum game might be a good place to start, because that's just not, like, the best Batman game. That's one of the best superhero games, like, ever made, like, in general.
It's a really good game, but there are so many, like, little nods.
That's true.
I was gonna say, I think the best place to start is Batman the Animated Series.
That's really long, though.
It's long, but hey, guess what? It's incredible.
Yeah, the first season is really good. Like,
I'd say watch the movies.
Yeah,
at least watch the Tim Burton one, and at least watch Dark Knight.
Yeah, watch
those are quintessential.
Watch the essential episodes of, like, the Batman animated series, like the first one with Man-Bat, the Christmas with the Joker, since it's Mark Hamill as the Joker, the one with Mr. Freeze, the one with, like, Paul Williams as, like, the Penguin and all that. So,
Clayface.
Clayface. The 2-part Two-Face episode is really good too. Like, watch the. If you decide you're, like, into Batman, if you watch something Batman related and you like it, I agree with John. I highly recommend watching the first season of the Batman animated series, because it's very good. Like, not even by kids' TV standards, like by regular television standards. That episode with Mr. Freeze, like, is the first episode of, like, children's animated television to, like, win, like, an Emmy for writing. So, or something like that. So, yeah, just like what Michael said, check out the movies with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito and all that, and then just see what you think. I wish I could recommend the Telltale game, but I can't get it to run on my computer still, so that's out.
Nobody can.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
But Arkham Asylum would be, I think, once you've consumed some of the animated series, you will get most of those references.
Once you're familiar with, like, the Rogues Gallery and all that. And
there's
like,
a couple in there of, like, the Puppet Man thing that I think is in the warden's office. You're just like, if you don't know what that is, you're like, I don't. All right, but once you know who that is, like, oh shit.
Yeah, maybe it's because I was, like, familiar enough with, like, Batman by that point. But anyway, that's a good game. I should replay that sometime.
I've been having an itch to play that too. Coincidence.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
Neopets.org asks, if you could choose to live in a video game, which game would it be? Which game would be the worst video game to live in? Batman would be the worst to live in. Fucking Gotham is always a prison, or whatever it was in the third one. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say if I had to pick a video game like world to like live in, like actually live in, I think I'd want something that's like kind of chill, like that where my life's not constantly in danger or something like that. I don't know. I could live in like an Animal Crossing type thing where I just like hang out and harvest fruit and dig up fossils and that kind of stuff. I'd say the worst one to live in would be like the Duke Nukem universe, not because not because like anything would happen to you, but you just have to contend with the fact that this man exists, and like every day it would just weigh. It would just weigh on
this reality. It does. It does. It's like a guillotine hanging above my neck.
Just
John,
imagine that, but like 50
question.
times worse.
John, answer the question.
Yeah, I agree with Ryan for the good bit where like, oh yeah, I would love to just, chill out in Animal Crossing Village or like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, something like that, where it's just like, there's stuff to do, but there's nothing like really, there's no like impending doom. It's just like, let's just live our lives and people will help each other out. The great
Simple.
friendly neighborhood. It's all
Communist.
civil. Yeah, communism. Yeah, exactly. I just want to live in the communist utopia.
Mm-hmm.
I think a real easy answer for which game I would definitely not want to live in would be the Danganronpa universe, because everyone dies, or they either died in the terrible, most despair-inducing incident of all time, or they die on TV for everyone to watch. So, you're gonna die, and it's gonna be terrible, so I would say I don't want to live in that universe.
Sure.
I would say Mass Effect for both. Moving on. Anonymous asks, please elaborate... No. Please elaborate about this jester fetish. Are we talking about medieval jesters, Perot or Perot? How do you say that?
Perot. I think it's just Perot clowns. Because it's
Perot.
like French, so...
Yeah, Perot clowns, Shakespearean Montbanks. These are words I don't have to read every day. Give us the details. I don't remember who brought up the jester fetish thing.
Me.
Yeah, I wasn't on the last episode.
All right.
It was
Tell us
because
why you like the dirty jesters juggling your balls.
I don't. Listen, it was because last week I talked about how I won that T-shirt from the person who had the jester fetish. Now,
what?
All right, well then you contact that person and ask them about their jester fetish.
Listen, I don't remember it too clearly because I had to follow them, and they definitely reblogged jester erotica. I remember that.
Was it at least tasteful
absolutely not. Like, it was full penetration, like...
Please, stop.
Yeah, it was bad. But please. I could not tell you the precise details on these gestures. It was basically just like, this is terrible, but hopefully I win my shirt. And I won that shirt. I don't own that shirt anymore. I checked. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it because it started to, the print faded all the way off.
Kind of faintly smelled of like clown musk.
No, I washed that shirt as soon as I got it. Don't you worry about that, my friend.
Anonymous asks, what's your favorite outfit Wario wears? I can think of two of his outfits, and I do not like the biker outfit. I think it looks dumb. So
I prefer the biker outfit.
His standard outfit, I guess. I don't. Does he have, like, swimwear? Like, what am I missing?
Like, I don't know. I would assume in, like, Olympic Games, maybe he has, like, a tracksuit or something.
Yeah,
like,
something athletic.
I'd imagine Wario would dress like one of those guys you always see on, like, Tumblr post or whatever, where he's doing, like, the squat with, like, the tracksuit and, like, the little hat and everything. Like, I have a very vivid mental image of him and Waluigi decked out in tracksuits with, like, the bottles of vodka, like, squatting on an abandoned subway track, like, with the different colored tracksuits and the hats. I don't know, that one.
Yeah, I was just going to say I prefer the biker outfit because I love that on the back of the outfit they have the WarioWare bomb and it says hurry up underneath it. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't like the original outfit's great. Don't get me wrong. I love classic Wario. I love Wario Land, but that biker outfit's really cool.
I just don't like the goggles. Anonymous asks, has any of the Chooch crew played the Left Behind strategy game?
Excuse me?
I didn't know there was a Left Behind strategy game, and now I want to play it.
That's like the Christian book, right? That was made separately made into two shitty movies, one of which starred Nicolas Cage.
And I guess there's an RTS for it?
Wow.
So
great.
I'm going to look that up later.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play it.
Maybe, no promises.
Anonymous asks, I'm returning to college for fall quarter and need fashion advice. How do I look cool? Well, welcome to the right place for fashion advice and how to look, act, and pretend to be very cool.
Here's what you do if you're me. First of all, you buy t-shirts for a bunch of super obscure movies that only fellow film majors will have watched, like Tetsuo the Iron Man and Ricky O, the Story of Ricky, and Videodrome and other such nonsense. And just wear those all the time. And also put enough pins and buttons on your backpack to, like, stop a bullet, basically. To, like, be like a turtle shell of irreverent pop culture references and icons. So, that's the best I can do.
John?
Once fall comes around, once it starts getting cold out, I bust out my jackets. I love jackets. I look slick as fuck in jackets. So, you know what?
What are we talking? Zip-up hoodies? Are they buttoning? Or are we talking just full-on hoodies, sweatshirts?
Everything.
Nah.
Sweaters?
Nah. I'm talking fucking jackets. Yeah. Like biker jackets.
I've heard you jacket.
I have one of those, yeah. I have like a leather jacket that I bought when I was in Greece in high school that I still have. And I think we talked about this on a Skype call. I have a black denim jacket that I have worn in the past with black denim jeans. So,
are you Canadian?
No, it's like black denim jacket, black t-shirt or button-up shirt, and then black denim jeans and black Doc Martens, and you just go all the way with black socks and black sunglasses.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wear whatever you want. Wear whatever you want.
Yeah, you know,
except for what these two fucking assholes just told you to wear. Wear whatever you want, but what they just gave you a what not to wear list.
Sure.
Jeez.
Anonymous asks, and actually speaking of fall, these questions are thematic. Since it's finally September, how does everyone feel about fall in general? I can actually answer for John and I. What is fall?
Yeah.
It's still 90 degrees out. It thunderstormed today.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've seen people already talking about cold fronts coming through, and it's like, oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
that's like November, December weather for us.
Yeah, I being in Texas, I'm sort of in like a similar situation. It's still like 80, 85 degrees out here, but give it like 2 more weeks down here, and I think it'll kind of start to cool down a little bit. Like,
do you guys get like a fall and when does it snow there?
Not in Austin. One time I've been in Austin, it iced. Like there were ice on the streets, but normally it doesn't snow here until you get up into North Texas. Because where I used to live before I came down to Austin, it would snow like a few times in the winter. Like maybe normally it was like a minimum of twice and like a maximum of about 5 or 6 times.
A year?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I love fall. I know I mentioned earlier I got a case of pumpkin cider earlier this week on Tuesday, and I've drank about 4 bottles of that over the last week, and it's really good. It's for those of you curious, it's the Ace pumpkin cider. It's like in a box with like a playing card with a pumpkin on it. I've never had any of their other ciders, but the pumpkin stuff is really good. I think that just started coming out in the stores. Fall's great. You've got cooler temperatures without it being like super cold. You've got Halloween, Thanksgiving. So pretty A+ season all around, in my opinion.
Anonymous asks, are there any worthwhile video game podcasts other than this one? No.
Nope.
This is the pinnacle. This is the high water mark. I know it's disappointing, but hey, we're the best. Anonymous asks, does anyone have any actual video game recommendation podcasts?
No, dude, fuck if I know. I never watched a Giant Bomb video until like last week, so...
Yeah, both Giant Bomb casts are really good. I like Spawn on Me, but that's a little more... they're not like crazy serious, but they have important conversations, I think. I think that's worth listening to. That's it. I don't really have a lot of time for podcasts.
No, me neither.
The only other gaming podcast that I listen to on the reg, every once in a while I listen to like some Let's Players that I like, like Chip Cheesem and the Retsupre guys, but that's yeah. But the only other game podcast that I really, really love is Retronauts. If you are into retro games, you need to listen to Retronauts. Like hell, like just look through their library and pick episodes for games that you like. They talk about the whole history of them. They talk about the developers. They go into a lot of detail, and I just think those guys are really cool. So yeah, I would recommend Retronauts for retro game. Like it's anything from the past 10 years. Like they did an episode about Half-Life 2 with Kevin Van Ord, I think, recently, which was really interesting because they were like, "Oh shit, Half-Life 2 is 10 years old. We can talk about this now." So that was really interesting. But yeah, Retronauts. That's the good shit.
Cool. Anonymous asks, "What would your wrestling gimmick be if you were a wrestler?"
I feel like we've gotten this question multiple times, but I can't remember if I've ever answered it, and I'm sure my answers to it will change every time it gets answered. But I don't know. I see it right now because I'm kind of hungry. I'm imagining myself with like a food-based gimmick. Like maybe I come out and I throw like Salisbury steaks onto the ring so my opponents like slip up. Maybe I come out with like two things of Cheese Whiz and like do like the Stone Cold thing where he cracks the beers, except with like canned cheese. So I'll be called. I could be called like the Food Fighter or like I don't know. I couldn't think of something else funny fast enough, but
John?
maybe I'll come out in like a giant like toast costume or something. But yeah, anyway, I'll kick it to you, John.
I feel like you're getting dangerously close to being Dex Dog Detective or something like that with that gimmick. I mean, mine. I would obviously be one of the villains in the WWE. I'd be loser. What was it, like Loser McFuckface or whatever? And my catchphrase would be, "We can't beat them; they're too strong."
That'd be really good.
What about you, Michael? Yeah,
apathetic man.
Edgy.
Yeah, I just sit there. I don't care. You're gonna lose your belt. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so like CM Punk at that fight that he was in. UFC? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He got fucking his ear puffed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip this next one and leave it to the last because this other one comes in from Shoeless and keeps the wrestling theme going. In the alt universe of Chooch Pro Wrestling, what is your match-ending finishing move? Now, since we've chosen our personas, I want your finishing move based off of that persona.
Hell yes.
So
this
Ryan,
is the kind of content I live for.
You're in some sort of Salisbury steak slinging, toast wearing,
just like food, just food in general,
mustard stained wife beater shirt. Like,
so I think my finishing move is like here. I've got a couple in mind. So the first one is that I get them in like a headlock and I just like smash eggs into their face until they tap out. The second one is that someone from the audience throws me like a giant like leg of lamb, and I just use it to like smack them in the face. That's the two things that immediately came to mind.
Not bad. All right, John.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I have to keep it on the drill tweet concept, then I guess my finishing move would just be getting body slammed by all the perfect wrestlers, and then I drink my victory wine, and it looks like blood.
They flip your birth bath or whatever.
Yeah,
that's like a weird combination of the Brood and losing.
Yeah, it somehow works in a weird way.
Yeah.
Mine would be like they're about to run at me, and I just like lose interest and run and like slide out of the ring. and they run into the pole on the edge and knock themselves out. And I walk back in and like don't realize that I'm accidentally covering them somehow. And they 1, 2, 3, and I win.
Yeah.
And then when they tell me I won, I just like shrug my shoulders and walk away.
All right.
Our last question comes in, and you can send questions like this to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, and you'll sound like this last person does. This comes in from Delator, which sounds like a brand of UFC. Delator says, "Hey Chooch, hey there, Chooch gang. First time caller and about a third time listener. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Forgive me if this has already been asked, but can you recall what the first internet community you were seriously a part of was? What was the internet like for young choo-choos? Go on any sites you maybe shouldn't have. I remember browsing Google Video and accidentally watching a Screamer video, which scared me off the internet for about a month or so."
Does anyone else... Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'll just go in order. John.
I was on a lot of Pokemon fan sites when I was younger.
Right. I've heard these stories. Some good stories.
I was a real motherfucker on a couple of them. But, I mean, it's the kind of stuff where, like, you know, I was such a Hellraiser, but... I mean, a Hellraiser, air quotes there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, that was the extent of, like, shittiness that I got up to, so I guess I should be happy about that, like, the worst things that I did was, like, fucked around with some people on a Pokemon website instead of, like, actually causing harm to people. I mean, you know, that's something that's, I guess, good.
You weren't out robbing.
I guess not. But yeah, it was mostly just a bunch of Pokemon websites. Like, Pokemon was how I got started. I got into podcasting listening to a Pokemon podcast. Like, it, you know, yeah, I know, right?
What was the name of that podcast? Was it something clever?
It was...
The Raichu News?
No, close. It was the Palette Tribune.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, you could... If... God, I shouldn't even tell you about it. It's super embarrassing.
If people want to know more stories, write in. We need to wrap up here, but
sure. I've got plenty.
There are some good There are some good stories in that mind there. Ryan.
I remember when I was like really young, I would go on a lot of sites like the Lego website and like Disney websites where you could like make a profile, but all you can really do is like play games. My first sort of forays into internet forum culture actually had a lot to do with webcomics. When I was about 13 to 14, like it was pretty brief, but I was on several forums for like various webcomics. The two I remember most vividly are, the first one was Lackadaisy Cats, which is a webcomic about anthropomorphic cats who are in like prohibition, which is really good and really well written, but it never updates. And the second one is something that y'all may have heard of, that webcomic Awkward Zombie. I was on the forums for that for a while too. I was also on the forums for a website called Bogleech, which is this really... It's really weird because it was like a really formative experience for me, but I would never ever like get involved with it ever again. It's like this website where this guy, and it's like he posts about like weird stuff, like weird biology, like Halloween stuff, like horror movies and that kind of thing. And it had this huge fan base on this forum that I was a part of for a couple of years. But then I realized that the people on there were like terrible, and I shouldn't be like spending time on there.
That's the internet.
I kind of cut from that after a while, and one of my best friends now, we kind of got to be friends because he was on that site too, and we got a group of people together to play a pen and paper role-playing game based on Homestuck. So, that was that. I was on the forums for MS Paint Adventures for a while too, but you know, whatever. That's that. I've got, like Michael said, I've got other stories I can tell about that kind of thing if our listeners are interested, but that's the long and short of it, more or less. So,
I grew up and there weren't like a ton of forums. So I spent a lot of time on like looking up cheats to games, which were hastily posted in really terrible websites that, like, I think I even have printed out versions of the cheats because I didn't understand. Well, A, the internet wasn't easy to get on, and B, you couldn't just like call it up on your phone. You'd have to go turn on the computer, connect to the internet, find that website, find that section. So, but I didn't really like go on any forums because I was pretty young. Yeah. And then when I got older, I lost the internet. We didn't have the internet for a while, and I didn't get it back till like college. So my first like real serious community was probably Giant Bomb because I didn't like, I don't know, I didn't like ever find forums, or if I found something I liked, I just enjoyed it. I never thought of like, oh, let's go on the forums because I didn't grow up with them. So it was like, what, like, oh, you guys have forums? That's weird.
Yeah,
sure. You know,
the forums most of the forums that I was on, I got into because I knew people in real life who were like on them. So, and they kind of like invited me on there. So
yeah, we would do that, but it would be like games, like and again, like I'm a little older than you guys, so about the time I was growing up, it was like this person asks, like, what terrible sites did you go onto that you shouldn't? AOL chat rooms.
Yeah.
AOL chat rooms.
I have stories about that too, but I will save those for another time.
Yeah, there were not
69.3.
Yeah, there's some terrible AOL chat rooms. Apparently those still exist, so.
Wow.
But yeah, eventually, like the most serious I ever took something was, and serious in air quotes, was Giant Bomb.
Yeah, of course.
And it was, again, that was a lot of like, I don't know, I watched a lot of their videos for nearly a year. It's like, maybe I should post on these forums.
Sure.
But that's about it.
All right, Michael, remind them where they can send their questions one more time.
Podcast at videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask.
Ching, thank you very much, and that will do it for this episode of the show.
Heck yes.
Thanks so much for listening. We'll have more reviews soon. Like, we have that sorcery stuff. I'm going to try to finish Phoenix Wright. We got a bunch of stuff in the works. But, hey, don't expect too much from me, guys. I'm trying to move still. Alright, but thank you so much. John. I'm trying. Gambate. But thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast.
It was Colonel Mustard.
Sorry?
With the candlestick in the kitchen!